Here's a few strong tips on what to look for on these maps that I've been talking to you guys about. When we talk about creeks, don't think that that creek has to be a long creek. It could be finger creeks, and just outside of where these creeks are, as you can see in this illustration here, these are things that you want to be looking for. And not only does it have to be a finger creek or a creek, it can be coves. Coves with drop-offs nearby. Deep water is very important right now with the temp swings that we're having. The water temperature is fluctuating quite a bit. Check out this video right here. I got some info on the SI units, things that you can look for, the structure that I look for, and I'll be back with some more tips on these maps. Well, good morning, folks. Back out on the old lake again. I know I got probably 35 spots saved on this new lake now. However, that's something to mark right there. It's not very big, but we're gonna mark it anyway. My kind of stump. Still putting that work in, y'all. How to get good at this stuff is to constantly put these things to work. I mean constantly. I've already been over here. I'm just gonna pass by it again, but just like that stump right there, I don't have it marked. I've been over here already, but I guess I didn't pass close enough to it. You see my track went right there. Just putting that work in. This is what it's all about. I know on my past videos I've just showed a lot of catches, and I know that there's several guys that want to get to that, but this is the part that you don't get to see. Putting this time in helps tremendously. You 2D guys, while I'm scanning, I rarely use the 2D, but what I do, when I do use the 2D, it's when I go to pass over a stump or pass over a pile, just to see if the fish are there, see if I'm marking any fish. You can come out with 2D and do exactly what I'm doing right here. It's going to take you a lot longer. Right here, I'm looking out to each side 75 feet, and it's just a lot faster to scan and learn an area, learn a lake. I know I've talked to several guys that just don't have side imaging, or they have it. You have to put that time in to learn these units. You have to. It's a gigantic help if you learn how to read this, and it's not very hard. I'm gonna try to put something together to where I can help the guys that have it and don't understand what they're looking at. I got one video already that talk about a lot of the settings, but I don't do a lot of talking about how to read it. I know that would help several people, is understanding how to read it. That's gonna be a good looking little pile right there. I think that's a tree. You can see the shadow right there that it's tossing. It's throwing a pretty good shadow. And guys, it's like I say, you want to be taking your time when you're in areas that you don't know, because I know in this boat, this is a very heavy boat. Anybody that know what a flats boat is know that they pack a lot of weight. This boat is designed to turn sideways in the wind, but it's so heavy so that it don't drift real fast. Even though I'm out here crappie fishing in this boat, man, it works, but it's not designed for crappie fishing. And it's definitely not designed to be going in these stumps and areas where there's standing timber. Now I can see a shadow throwing right there. I'm not real sure if that's structure or if that's just a school of fish. And it's like I've been saying, I got the core birds. These are the old hummingbirds, side imaging units, $11.99. They don't have that target separation like the Helix line or any of the Solix, Onyx. All of those units there are a lot better than what I got right here. These are some of the older Humminbird units. They get the job done. All I need to know, that's something small right there, but it's giving a hard return. But this is just that work that I always talk about. A lot of guys don't understand that this is what it takes to be consistently successful. Consistent is the key word. This is what you have to do. And it's almost like never being satisfied with scanning an area once. There's another little pause in deeper water right there, but now I know I've talked about the map that you can go and look at on the internet. This map right here on this unit is just as critical as scoping out a lake, looking for the contours before you come to a lake. GPS is how I can mark this and come back to it. If you don't use GPS, coming out here marking all this stuff, it's not going to do you any good. So having a unit with map to where you can use the GPS is very critical. It's that other part to where you come out here and put that work in, mark these spots, and you can get back to them. Now I know you guys hear me always talking about I try to always fish small stumps. You see what I'm marking here? That stuff holds fish and holds good fish. And the reason why it does is because nobody wants to stop and try to stay on a little bitty stump like that. Nobody wants to spend that time. So those fish that hold on those small pieces of structure, they go untouched. I probably ought to stop and hit a couple of those stumps back there, but I said I was going to do a few hours of scanning today and talk a little bit more about side imaging and how important it is. It's like I keep saying, you guys that's watched videos or have been following me, you know I stay year round. I'm talking about year round. I try to stay on fish, and to do that, you have to mark piles in several depths of water. Okay, and guys, this is all to help you guys. This is what I do. There's been several guys that's told me, we know you can catch fish. Show us what you're doing to be successful. This is it. It may be a boring video to some. I know there's a lot of guys that love seeing me zoom in on that rod tip and seeing that crappie whack that jig. But this is what you have to do to get to that point. This is what you have to do to get there.
Guys, those other little finger creeks, they're good. These are better. Slightly deeper water, underwater points. And as you can see here, this little finger creek here has a point that runs out from it and just plummets into deeper water. These areas like this are prime. This is what you want to look for on these maps.
Man, it is beautiful back off in here. This is my very first time being off in this area of the lake. It is absolutely gorgeous in here. Got pretty stiff wind today, and this would be a beautiful area to find some decent structure.
Not for sure what depth that's going to be in, but that looks pretty good. And then it got some other small stuff right there next to it. It may be in too shallow water though. Probably ought to pass over that a little bit closer. And I think it's going to be shallow. I'm in 13 feet already. It's probably going to be in shallow water up there. I know you guys see this, these colors. This don't come with Humminbird. That's a lake map that I'm using, and it's called Lake Masters. And if you're wanting to know a little bit about that, and it helps you tremendously. I talk about that. I'll put a link up here if you want to go and spend that time. This is a very long video. It's 55 minutes. And I talk a lot about settings and other things on these units. So if you want that knowledge of the Lake Master map and how to use those different colors, that green is you can set that up to where you a target depth. Not sure what depth that's going to be in either. Man, some good stuff back here. But that green is a target depth, and what I do is when I determine the depth that the fish are in, I can adjust that for when I do more scanning. Very helpful tool. Man, it is beautiful back here. Quiet. Very overcast day today, so I'm quite sure I'll be able to zoom in. You guys will get a good look at the unit today. In that 3-vid series, later in the day, it was useless me trying to zoom in because it was so dark. It was so the sun was very bright, which made the unit look dark. So I wasn't able to zoom in and show you guys everything that I had marked. Guys, these units are what helps me stay successful. Big time. There's a good pile. This is that work, that unseen work that I always talk about. Oh wow, look at that. Pretty quick, pretty steep drop off right there. And we got some standing timber right here. And it's like I always say, while I'm in this boat, I better be taking it easy. Wow, that's some good looking stuff right there. I'm liking seeing a bunch of fish right there too. You know what? I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna drop a jig down there and see if I can't catch a fish. Another good tip, guys, for you guys that run your units back here on the back and go up front to fish. What I do, if I don't turn it off, I'll hit that power button, turn my sonar off, bump down to my my light, and I'll dim it, and that conserves power. Bam. Getting better.
Those of you that have not subscribed, click on my mug right there in the corner. That will take you directly to where you need to be to subscribe. And a big old thumbs up would be highly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. More coming soon.